Welcome to my next video. Today I'm doing my yearly maintenance on my gasoline powered lawnmower. I have a Murray lawnmower that I bought about 10 years ago. It's a push mower with a grass catcher bag on the back, and it's powered by a Briggs and Stratton 5 horsepower engine. So what I'm going to do is what I try and do every year is I clean it off and I change the oil. And this year I'm going to change my air filter and my spark plug. And you're supposed to change your air filter every year, but I've gotten by for many years without changing my filter, and it's kind of falling apart. But I'll kind of go over what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Briggs and Stratton SAE 30 weight oil on this oil change, and according to their specifications, depends on the temperature that where you live. They have different weights, but the SAE 30 is good for if you're operating it between 40 degrees and 100 degrees. 10W30 they recommend if you're going from 0 up to 100 degrees, and then synthetic 15W50 can go from a 20 degrees up to over 120 degrees. So there's a lot of different options. If you check your owner's manual for your engine, it'll tell you what fuel that, oil that they recommend. And I'll have a on my blog, if you go to treztech.com or trezblinka.com, I'll have a copy of the owner's manual for this engine. And this is the Briggs and Stratton. It's for their models 08 0000, so that's 080,000, 090,000, 093J00, or model 100,000. And it's just a pancake type lawnmower engine. And anyway, I'll have that on, like I said, on my blog. And so what I'm going to do is to make for my oil change, I use they call it a fluid extractor. It's like a large plastic syringe, and I suck the oil out of the crankcase, and then I squirt it into a can so I can take it back to recycle it. And then I will do the same process and put oil back into the crankcase. And according to the specifications on their owner's manual, it shows, let's see, where is it? The oil capacity is 15 ounces. So I'll measure the 15 ounces using my little syringe, or whatever they call this, fluid extractor. And then I'll double check it, with the little dipstick that comes in on the engine. And then I'm going to change the spark plug. I bought a brand new Briggs and Stratton brand spark plug. We'll gap it, and then we'll put that in, and then we'll change put a new air filter, and with the air filter we'll soak it in with some oil, and after that we'll be ready to go for our next season. And I use my lawnmower pretty much year round. I use it to clean up leaves, and then of course mow grass in the summertime. So let's go to the next step, and we'll get the deck clean so we can proceed to our oil change. Okay, so now we're going to change the oil, and I'm going to loosen the oil filter here. You can see my lawnmower cleaned up pretty good, I would say. I don't know if you can see this or not, but the oil's pretty dirty. So it's good timing. And I have my little syringe, and what I'll do is I'll suck out the old oil, and then I'll put it in this container here, and then I'll transfer it to a bigger container that I have, and then I'll take it down to the auto parts store to recycle it. So I'm going to pull out I think that's what that shows. We'll find out. Boy, that oil was dirty. Filthy oil. I did some calculations, and my extractor tool is in cc's, not in ounces. So 15 ounces is 443 cc's. So I will go, let's see what it says. I'm gonna go 1. This is 175, thereabouts. So I'll put that in here, and you notice I'm not dripping any oil, hardly at all. Very clean oil change. Do a 2. So that's about 300 there. All right, 300, 450. So I'll bring this up to let's get about 400 thereabouts. And I'll go ahead and check it just to see what the level is. Now the owner's manual says you put the dipstick in and you screw it in. So it's screwed in. Let's see. and it is showing at full. So that was a perfect oil change. And now we'll move to the next step. So that was the easy, no mess oil change. No mess at all. So now we're going to go ahead and make sure the spark plug is gapped properly. According to the manual, the gap should be 0.020 inches. And when you put the spark plug back in, you're supposed to torque it at 180 pound-inches. So we'll gap it. We'll screw the plug in, and then we'll torque it, and it'll be ready to go. Now we're going to gap the spark plug. And when I bought the spark plug, I went back to the owner's manual to make sure I was getting the right part number. And for this particular engine, it recommended the Champion. It is their spark plug, RC12YC. And it's the right size. It fits the hole properly and is the right depth, and it has the right amount of spark for the engine. And anyway, I thought I'd show you this. The spark plug, to gap it, there is the centerpiece of the spark plug here. It's called the center electrode, and then there's part of the spark plug that flips over the top of it, and that's called the ground electrode. And so when spark is applied to the spark plug, there's a spark between these two electrodes, and that ignites the gas, which makes the engine run. And so anyway, it's supposed to be at a certain distance between the two, depending on the engine and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this old spark. It's a gap tool I've probably had this thing 40 years. It has worked on lawnmowers, boats, Volkswagens, you name it. And anyway, it has a little gauge here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it goes from 0.020 up to 0.040. So what we want to do is we'll just put the plug in there, spark plug, and see if it's supposed to just barely be there. So you can see when it stops right at 0.020. So this has been gapped properly. If it needed to be widened or increased or decreased on the gap, this little tool's got little fingers that fit around the ground electrode, so you can pull it or push it to increase or decrease the gap. It's a pretty cool thing to have. So if you do any kind of maintenance, you can pick these up. They're probably free, or at the most $1. And like I said, I've had this thing forever, and it's always done me well. So anyway, this spark plugs the gap properly. So the next thing we're going to do is remove the old spark plug, and then we will install the new spark plug, and then we'll torque it. And it is supposed to be torqued at 180 pound-inches. You don't have to have a torque tool, but I do highly recommend it. I have, throughout my lifetime without a torque wrench, I have over torqued and either broken off things or had it where you can't remove them. So we'll install the new spark plug, and we'll torque it down, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, now we're going to remove our old spark plug, and I'm going to use it is a 16 millimeter wrench. On my regular ratchet wrench, I just pop off the spark plug cap. So we'll see how bad that spark plug looks. You can probably see, get a good close up of that. Pretty filthy. It's kind of wet too. Hadn't been getting a good spark. So now I'm going to put my new spark plug in that's been gapped according to the manufacturer. And it is that same part number, the Champion RC12YC that I'm putting in. You don't have to look at the back of my head too much. Okay, so I've got it tightened up, and then I've got a one of my torque wrenches. This is for inch-pounds, and I've got it set to manufacture of 180 inch-pounds. So let's see. We'll torque it. See if it clicks. It's supposed to click. I've never used this one before. There it goes. So it's clicked. So now I know it's at 180 inch-pounds. I've put my spark plug cap back on. It's ready to go. And the last thing we're going to do is put a new air filter in. And let's look at that spark plug one more time before I move on. So it's pretty dirty. It was running. So anyway, we'll get our air filter on and we'll be ready to go. The last step in my yearly maintenance on my lawnmower is replacing the air filter. And I went online and I checked locally and close by, and the auto parts stores didn't have air filters for lawnmowers. The shops, small engine shops nearby were closed when I wanted to get this done. Anyway, I went online and I got the recommended air filter. I went ahead and got a Briggs and Stratton brand air filter. I used their part numbers. I bought it online, and I think it was $10 or $15. You can get the cheap ones that are $2 and $3, but I decided to go ahead and go with the manufacturer. So what we'll do is, I'll take it out of the bag. I'm trying to show you. There we go. It is a foam air filter. It's designed for the particular engine, and what we'll do, the last thing we'll do is we'll soak it full of oil, and then make sure it's good and moist with a 30 weight motor oil, and then we'll remove the old air filter that is falling apart. We'll put this in, and this is the last step in my 3-step process of doing my yearly maintenance on my lawnmower, and we'll be ready to go for the next year. Okay, so now we're going to change the air filter, and I've got a new air filter, and I've got a pseudo empty can of oil. I'm going to take the old air filter out. If you look at it, it is nasty and it is falling apart. So I'm going to put a new one. I'm going to soak this in a little bit of, they want you to soak it real good. So see how it's going to fit. It's going to fit that away. So I've got it nice and oiled up. Put it in. Clean my hands a little bit. I'll go ahead and wipe this out too while I got it. I have a big oak tree in the yard, and so I do a lot of leaf cleaning up. So that is the how you change the air filter, and we have completed my 4-step process: cleaning the lawnmower, change the oil, put a new spark plug in, and then we have put a new air filter in, and we're ready for the next season. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope something good happens to you today. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.